Hey guys, hopefully you guys are having a great day. I know it was a short. What was it? I don't know. I guess I didn't let you guys know what time, but it was something that just happened. We have a special guest today. Today's show is gonna be about Gen Z. We're gonna talk to somebody that is from that generation, get their opinion on what they think, how they think, and are they from Earth or are they from Mars? Let's find out. I'd like to introduce to you guys somebody that is dear to my heart, my daughter. How are
Mm,
you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Introduce yourself. Let the people know a little bit about you. Uh,
Um, my name's AJ. Um, I guess from Gen Z generation. Uh, um, yeah, I don't know. Do I say my age or what?
yeah, yeah, go ahead. Let them know your age. Let them know, yeah, your age. Like, okay, if you want, go ahead.
I'm 16.
Okay, and let them know what grade you're in and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm gonna be a senior in high school. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So right now you're pretty much on vacations, right?
Yeah, for summer.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm on live. Yeah. So the reason I asked you to be on the show was because I know a lot of people that watch my show are probably not in your age group. Uh, I guess I'm a little bit too old for them, and I wouldn't want somebody your age into my show because it would be really weird. Um, and I'm not on TikTok, so I guess that's why my show's not popping. Okay, okay. So let's talk about what uh what is it that you think? Like, let's start off by letting the people know what's something that they teach you at school uh, that is that you think that they weren't teaching somebody like me when I was at school. Like, let us know your daily like your curriculum, how it goes. You have the regular stuff, right, which is like math, science, English.
Yeah.
What else?
Um, well, me personally, my schedule was just uh, geometry. Um, then I had Spanish. They teach Spanish, French, just like languages, I guess.
Okay.
And then I had human anatomy,
Yeah.
and I also had just English. Um, I didn't have any like elective classes, but they do have some, which some people took. I forgot what it's called, but it's like basically um
Like home ed or something like that. Like,
no, basically kind of like about like nurse type of class, medics.
oh, okay. That
Yeah, they had that, and they also had like classes to learn how to cook. But I wasn't in any of those.
so they
Yeah.
did have different electives, like you said, like a medic, like nursing stuff, and then you said cooking. Did they have
hmm
anything like? I remember when I was going to school, and I know I'm going to give my age on this one. We had like wood shop where we would do like stuff out of wood. Do they have something like that or no?
I don't think they have wood shop, but they do have like where you can learn about cars. So kind
Oh,
of what would you
okay,
call
yeah,
that?
yes,
Mechanic?
yeah, they have like that, the mechanic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Um, let's talk about just rate like do you guys see your counselors a lot? Do you talk? Because I know that you're going into and you're gonna start going into college. So now that you're gonna start going into college, are they making you take more electives for college, or are you talking to your counselors more, or they don't really do that?
Um, well, when it comes to my counselor, the one that I have,
Yeah,
uh, I really haven't spoken to her much about college or about any sort of electives. They mainly start to focus on that as soon as school starts, like as soon as you're into your senior year, then they
yeah.
kind of
And
push more college things onto you. But as of right now, I haven't spoken to her about any college classes, nothing.
okay, okay. So I have a question that I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you, what type of classes would you be into? Like, what would you want people to tell you? Like, what would you want to learn more that you think would actually help you in the real world? Like, once you got older and in the world, what type of classes do you think would actually be more helpful? Or do you think what they're teaching you now is actually helping you get ready for the real world?
What they're teaching us now, I don't think it's necessarily helping us get ready for the real world. I
Yeah,
think it's mainly just helping us kind of get ready for college, which college isn't the real world. Um, but I feel like if they would,
go ahead.
if they would maybe teach us more about like how to manage money, about like how to, you know, just do actual things that adults do, like taxes. I have no idea how taxes work. Like literally, I don't.
No,
Um,
I didn't have any idea how taxes work. I think I still haven't paid my taxes. Allegedly, allegedly. No, but I understand what you're saying. I think that they're spending more time in just classes that are gonna help you score higher when the testing comes, because they still do like yearly testing, right? Where
yeah.
so tell me about that. Do they stress you out with that stuff? Like, do they make you guys making sure that, oh, you guys gotta test high in the test scores, or what do you think about that? Do you think that a lot of those classes are not gonna help? What's your opinion?
Yeah, they just want us to test high, obviously, because it it shows our test scores show. So obviously they want the school to test high. But other than that,
Somebody says that you could become a legal drug dealer, a pharmacist.
yeah, but other than that, I don't think honestly half of the stuff I learned in school I don't
You
remember.
what?
Like they teach it, but it doesn't stick.
You think it's more like just repetition, and once the test come, you try to do as best as you can, but once you you move on to something else and you forget about whatever they taught you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. That's pretty much how it's gonna be, even when you go to college. It's all gonna be repetition, remembering whatever you read. Then the test is gonna come. You're gonna kind of stress out or not, and try to do everything again. And then the next year, the same thing. Um, but I do think that they should teach you guys more about financial, especially financial education, like financial literacy. They should give you guys more on how to. I remember, I think they were like teaching us how to budget our bank statements back in the day. But I remember like everybody used to use checks, and now you don't use checks. So I mean that wouldn't be helpful. But I think they do. They should give you guys more financial literacy. Okay, so let me talk about your school, right? How is your school more like? Is it more Mexican Americans, or would you say it's a mix of everything?
I feel like it's more Mexican American. Yeah, for sure.
And do you think like a lot of the people that are still in your school or like let's say around your age group, you think a lot of them their parents are like American like me, or do you think they're like kind of like grandma, which is like first generation, like they immigrated over here? How do you think that goes in the school?
Um, I think most of the parents are like they immigrated over here. I really doubt they're like you.
Mhm.
Or, yeah, I it kind of you can just tell that they're more like immigrated, I guess.
So you think that kind of it affects the way that the kids are actually learning in school? Like, do you think that's gonna be a little bit harder for the kids to actually understand certain curriculums because they don't have anybody that might help them or help them look like do research, stuff like that?
It can be. I think it could be a big factor. I feel like everybody needs, well, especially kids, need that extra support. But it's kind of hard to get that when you have parents that don't really know much about stuff like that themselves.
Yeah.
Me personally, I can't speak much on that because I don't have parents like that. But yeah.
All right. Um, and then let's talk about safety. Okay, let's talk about the safety around the school, safety inside of school. Do you feel safe when you're at school? Like, like, do you feel safe? Like, is going to school like a safe environment where you're like, oh, I'm gonna be okay in school. I'll do my work. I don't have any worries or anything that's bothering me at school.
Mm, I wouldn't say necessarily I feel safe. I don't feel not safe, but I also don't feel safe at the same time. We did have a lockdown once, like not too long ago, and the way it was handled, I wouldn't say it was the best way handled.
Okay. Hold on. Let's. So the people are coming in, right? So for those that came in late, the person that I'm interviewing right now is my daughter, um, and we're talking about just how the mind of a Gen Zer works. You know what they have to go through their school stuff, and let's talk about that lockdown at school. What happened at school? What was that? I think somebody had a gun or something, right? It was
Um,
that's what they had said.
Allegedly,
Yeah,
somebody had a gun.
and
Allegedly.
so then walk us through like what happened? What did they make you guys do, or what was the whole point of that the lockdown?
The lockdown was like 3 hours. Um, Basically they announced it over the the, the speaker, the intercom or whatever.
Yeah,
And what happened is my teacher, she locked the door. She just told us to be quiet. Um, she was trying to get information because there wasn't much. All they really said was that we were on lockdown.
yeah,
So she was trying to get information from other teachers. She was trying to get information from our principal. So for then, we were just staying quiet with the doors locked, and we continued on doing our class assignments. We like literally,
what?
yeah, we just continued to work. And then once uh the rumors started happening,
Wait. So they just th- okay. So they announced it was a lockdown, right? They announced it
uh-huh,
was a lockdown, and then they didn't really know what was the reason, but I'm pretty sure they knew that maybe it was something to do with a gun, correct?
yeah,
And they
correct,
what they made you guys do is to continue doing your assignment.
yeah, yeah.
So what were you guys doing? Like, were you just doing your assignment, or what were you doing?
I was taking down notes.
But like, you didn't get. scared when they were doing that, or like you like they didn't tell you guys, hey guys, like you didn't like what walk me through this.
I didn't get scared. There was kids around me that did get scared. Some
But then
kids,
they're like, hey, I'm scared, teacher. Like, shut up, do your damn work.
she was just like, relax and do your work.
Damn, that's crazy.
Like she was basically just saying like not to make it a big deal. Some kids were
Yeah.
crying. Um,
They're
some
saying that if you're my sister, no, that's my daughter, bro. You can't.
um,
That's why I told you to get the phone. Remember?
yeah, I can't see nothing on the phone either.
Uh,
So yeah, some kids were crying.
mhm.
Some obviously since we all have phones,
Yeah, yeah.
we all were seeing the rumors spread on social media because all these people were posting stuff on social media like, oh, there's a shooter at
Oh,
our school,
yeah.
oh this, and that started getting the kids even more panicked because at first we didn't know what it was, and then everybody started seeing on social media like, oh, it's a shooter, someone has a gun, and then kids started panicking, and me personally, I was not panicked. I
I know
I
you're.
didn't. I really didn't care. I was not phased. I didn't believe it. I was just like, dude, if it was an actual shooter, like I
You
feel
would
like
have heard shots.
we'd be taking this more serious, you know? But since we had to stay there for so long,
Yeah.
and kids had to use the restroom,
Okay.
and
Okay. So let's talk about this now. Let's talk about uh let's talk about the restroom. Like, let's talk.
uh,
How was that? Like, did the teacher go and check first, or she's just like, hey, if you guys want to go and get shot, go ahead. Like, how was that?
no, we have a back room in our class, and she put a bucket in the back room in the back room with freaking trash bags and paper towels, and if you needed to use the restroom that bad you were using the bucket in the back room.
So were like people actually using the damn bucket?
Yeah, kids were actually using the bucket.
Oh, he's saying that she doesn't look like her dad, and then he put that in the
Wait, what is he trying to say? You're
yeah,
ugly.
pretty much. Yo, that's crazy. So how the hell did that work, agent? How did that bucket thing work? Like, was it that? So that's how they created the bucket challenge after that, or what?
Nah, I don't know. I personally did not use that bucket,
Oh,
but
no.
um basically whenever somebody would use a bucket, she filled the bucket with like paper too.
Oh, okay, so it would like absorb.
Yeah, absorb. And then
Yeah.
she would dump it out and then do it again.
Wait, so okay, so when she was dumping it out, where was she dumping it out? Like through the
That's a
window?
good question. I don't know. I literally did not know.
Wait, so was she like leaving you guys alone and going outside and dumping it?
I don't think she opened the door at all.
Was there like a sink?
Yeah, maybe she used the sink. I don't know though. I don't know.
Okay, so then after that, how long did
After
the lockdown last?
like 3 hours, after like 2 hours, kids from other classes started coming into our room. So basically, they just stopped taking it as serious.
So then after a couple hours, people were just like going and chilling in different rooms and
Yeah.
using each other's buckets and shit.
Yeah. If someone had to go to the restroom, they'd come to our class to use the bucket.
Okay, so okay, did the teacher stay on the phone like making sure what was going on, or was the teacher kind of like, oh, this is a false alarm, fuck this, I'm not getting paid enough for this shit.
Well, she was trying to get information from other teachers, but she wasn't really getting. Well, we got the students got more information before the teacher even did.
Damn, that sucks. So that means that you guys going on your TikTok and your social media actually got more information than the
The school.
than the school, than the line of command or the structure that they had is
Yeah.
super updated. But I mean, aren't they like
Yeah.
getting paid? Like, aren't you guys doing so? Because look, when I was going to school, we never had these type of drills. We had duck and cover, which I always thought, you know, as a little kid, I'm like, why am I gonna duck in a desk? What if like something falls on the desk and like crushes me? You know what I mean? So we had that because of earthquakes, and then we had fire ones because we're in California, fires, right?
Hmm.
Uh, Do you guys have like shooting drills and shit like that, or no?
No, we've never had a shooting drill.
Never.
Never.
What's the only drills you had since you've been in high school?
Duck and cover?
So you still do duck and cover?
Yeah, duck and cover.
So this is what. So you see, guys, like this is why it's interesting to have people that, like, she's way younger than me and way younger than a lot of us. And I know a lot of schools say that they have these shooting drills. Her school is not in a perfect area, but I think her school should be. It's like in the center, pretty much in downtown. So I believe her school should have shooting drills and stuff like that. She's been there. She says she's never had any lockdown drills.
Hmm.
Lockdown drills. Have you had any lockdown drills?
Beside, yeah, kind of, but the only thing that really happens is they turn off the lights and lock the door. So, I mean,
So they just want, like, oh, if somebody comes with a gun, they're like, oh, you guys are just hiding with the fucking lights off, praying that you guys don't get shot because there's
yeah, basically.
as long as the light is off, the scary guy is not gonna come in because he's scared of the dark type of shit.
I guess somebody with a gun is scared of the dark, yeah.
Damn, that's
Hmm.
crazy.
I
Okay,
know.
so then uh, after that, after it ended, hold on. Okay, so do you guys have a cop? Uh,
A cop?
Yeah, because he's saying that they still do the duck and covers. It's what's taught here. Also, our schools have a cop on site. It takes an hour to get in there. No shit, like a prison. So you guys, because I know there's always cops hanging out outside of the high school, right? But the security
Right.
guy that you guys have inside the school, does he have a gun?
Um, honestly, I think he does, but I could totally be wrong. I really doubt he does. But
He says it's like literally get locked in a room until it's cleared for passage. It's crazy. Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy, man. Like that,
Um,
it happens like this still.
yeah. We have like I guess the securities, but it's literally like a couple of them. I wouldn't trust them personally. But we don't have any cops on site. Like
Hey,
no
wait,
school.
wait. I know why you would say something like that. I know why you would say I wouldn't trust the securities personally. So what are those securities like selling dope at school? You think like they're selling?
No, no. I just don't think they look like someone that can protect the school.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like,
Yeah. You
like
think
obviously,
they're out of shape and stuff, or you think they just like they probably don't really use their gun. They probably only go shoot their gun when they have to take like for like retest and stuff like that. Or
yeah, probably. I mean, I think they're just there because they need a job.
yeah, I think a lot of us are just there because we need jobs. That's
Yeah.
that. No, it's good, bro. I mean that's the reason that I try to do this because I know a lot of us either have kids or not. He's just saying, like about the questions. Sorry about all
Hmm.
the questions. I have four boys in school. My oldest is
That
15 and a freshman in high school. Okay, so because he says that his schools have a county deputy instead of a resource officer, but you're saying that I know Santa Ana High School they have the police those officers that are part of the police office. There's called school cops, right? And they're the ones that park outside. Remember when they stopped Chewy?
right, but they're not there like 24/7.
They only go there for certain times and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they're called.
And then the only time you actually have the other securities or cops are the ones that are like while you guys are doing movement. Do they have cameras now inside the schools or they don't?
They do have cameras. Yeah, they have cameras in the school.
Okay, so like, where does would the school have the cameras at? Like in the hallways,
in
or
the hallways.
so now they
Um,
so the hallways have like security cameras and stuff like that?
yeah, there's cameras basically everywhere except for the restrooms, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Because I remember when I was going to high school, we didn't have cameras, but then somebody ended up getting stabbed in the bathroom, and then that's when they installed the camera. Uh,
Hmm.
okay. How would you feel safe, like in school? Would you say like they that the teachers need to be more trained with certain lockdowns, like what just happened? Like this happened last year, correct?
Uh, it was, yeah, last year.
Yeah, they didn't have cameras. The cameras, I think it kind of recently started. Okay, now I have another question. Um, do they search you guys? Do they have random searches or stuff like that? Like, say there's, you know how there's kids that are part, like probably part of gangs and stuff like that. Would they kind
Hmm.
of, hey, step to the side, you need to get searched, or they don't do stuff like that?
That I'm aware of, no, they don't.
He said
My
his school had
school.
a metal detector.
Oh, damn. Yeah, no, we don't have no metal detectors. We don't, they don't check the kids. I know that, if they do think a specific kid is suspicious, they will get called in to get checked.
Yeah,
So
so they'll probably just be like, hey man, so when they're calling them in, the kid knows like, man, I need to give my gun to my homie so they don't find it on me, type of shit.
I don't think no kids carry guns at school, but yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Damn,
I
school.
think they might carry drugs, but not guns.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, that's it basically.
So okay, so then another question I have for you is what 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 type? Okay, so let's talk about all that like LGBT stuff and things like that. Like, do they push that stuff in school? To like, for how it was Pride Month. Oh no,
Right.
you guys were on vacation time.
We were on vacation.
Yeah, so I was wondering, like, is that LGBT stuff pushed in school? Do they tell you not to talk about it? Do the teachers talk about it? How does all that stuff work at school?
It's not pushed onto us at school
Hmm.
necessarily. I mean, they have.
He's saying that they remove a gun like every other week here, and then
Oh,
the other dude says, because you know how you said there's just drugs in school. He
yeah,
says, sounds like a good school.
yeah. I mean, every school's like that. So, um, but they don't push it onto us, but they have like mentioned it in like what do you call it? Assemblies. They've mentioned it briefly, but it's never
Yeah,
pushed on to us, and I've never had a teacher speak on it
yeah.
in my experience. I mean, one time a teacher did mention pronouns, and she was just like, I don't know how that works, but okay. Like she didn't really like,
Yeah,
they don't really care.
they really like. So you think the only time a teacher's gonna bring out, is gonna talk about that stuff is unless she herself is probably part of that community, and then she's gonna try to educate the kids about it, right? Do you think?
Right.
Do you think? Do you think it's a good topic to educate you guys? Like, I mean, they're not like, like you said right now. They're not pretty much. They're not teaching you that much stuff. Like, you wish that they could teach you about. Uh, you said money. You said you wish they would teach you about how to do your taxes, how to save, how to invest, but they're not teaching you about that. So you think that them teaching you about LGBT pronouns, all that stuff, do you think that that's helpful, or in reality they're just adding on to more stuff that you're not gonna need?
Well, they don't teach us about LGBTQ. They don't teach us about pronouns.
Okay,
But I don't think it would be such a bad idea to be a little bit more educated on it.
yeah. Oh, he's saying that he went to a school in Philly, and it's like visiting someone in prison. When you go into the school, they shake you. down hard, so like they pat you
Mm,
down and stuff like that.
yeah.
So you think it wouldn't necessarily affect if people would be taught about it or stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it would be a good thing actually. Uh, I mean, everybody has different opinions on that community,
Yeah,
which is, I guess, perfectly fine as
yeah,
long as you're respectful about it. But I just don't think it would hurt to be educated on it because when kids or teenagers do have anything disrespectful to say towards the community, their
yeah.
main excuse is, "Oh, well, I'm not educated."
What?
Yeah,
So if like somebody's saying like stuff about a community or just making fun of a community, like if and you call them out on it, like, hey, that's not nice, that's
yeah.
disrespectful. Um, what are they gonna say? Are they gonna bust
Uh,
like the bar and say the R word or
well, I remember last time, um, I have a friend and their pronouns are she, her, but they look like a boy. Um, so I've had people ask me before, like, "Oh, what are they? Like, are they a they?"
uh
And I'll
what
be
is
like, "Oh yeah, they'll say, what is it?"
yeah,
Calling it an it or calling
yeah.
her an it, and I'll just be like, "Oh, well, it's a she, her," and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'ma just call it an it because I don't know." And I'm just like, "Oh, I mean, it's a her, but I guess you're not, if they're not educated on like what pronouns mean and stuff like that, they're not really gonna use the terms correctly,
They said
which is
what's the R word? I can't say the R word, bro. Not you told me I can't. Um, yeah, a lot of people are saying it's confusing. I mean, it is confusing, right? Like you having to understand what they are, who they are. But I guess what you're trying to say is that if you respect somebody and you want to take time to learn about that
right,
person, then you'll take time to learn about who they are, right? That's
right,
that's what you're trying to say. I
yeah,
get
right.
you. Um, yeah, you've always been like that, so I'm proud of that. I'm actually proud of the way you are. You're really
Mm-hmm.
proud. You know, I guess we raised you right, so I'm
Uh,
happy for that.
yeah.
Yes, that's the word, bro. That's the word right there. The retard is the word.
Mm,
Okay, okay. So I have another question for you, AJ. Um,
right.
let's talk about your let's talk about your walk to school because your school's not far from where
Oh,
you live. It's probably like
right.
less than 10 minutes, right? It's less
Less
than
than
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. How does it how is your walk as a young lady walking to school?
Hmm. My walk as a young lady walking to school.
Oh, they're
Um,
saying you should be very proud. She seems very intelligent.
Thank you. That's very nice. Um, okay, well, obviously, as any young lady, um, it can be uncomfortable to walk alone, especially in public or like just in general. And there has been a couple times where I have been what's the right term to use?
Where you've been like catcalled and like
Right,
yeah, pretty much where they'll start whistling at you or stuff like that.
right, right.
And
Um,
yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Stuff like that. And that topic is very, I don't know. It's a weird topic, but
Okay, but because you we were talking about this earlier, and you were telling me that usually it's a lot of men that don't have common sense, right?
well,
Uh,
in my opinion, they don't have common sense.
yes.
But
Okay. So just say what you were saying. Like, why did you feel that they were just say what you thought? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily know why men, boys, whatever you want to call them, catcall at young women.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think if I was a boy or a man that I would ever catcall at any young women.
Yeah,
It doesn't really make sense to me. I don't see what they're trying to get. Like, I don't understand what they're trying to initiate or
yeah,
do. Um, I think it is very sad because it's something a lot of young girls have to go through, and obviously, there's not much you can do about it. It's not like me personally, I stay quiet. I usually don't say nothing because if I do say something, like for all I know, they could react like mad or they could get mad at me.
yeah, yeah. Because I know what you're gonna say. You're not gonna just turn around and say stop. You're gonna tell them
Off.
shit. Yeah,
Right, which is why I usually just stay quiet because I don't know what their reaction could be. And I mean, that's not, it's just better to play it off safe and just ignore it. Um,
yeah. But you also said that that it kind of feels messed up because in like don't they think that they have a daughter at home?
oh
So,
yeah, they
so
have
how would
daughters.
yeah? So how would they feel if somebody you said the way you said it was like they're old enough to be my grandpa, but it's because I had you young. So, but you pretty much said it like these dudes are old enough to be my grandpa,
Right.
and they're over here calling me names and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
and you said I just think that they you clearly said it yourself. I think they just lack common sense, and I think it's true that a lot of these men do lack common sense. But at the same time, a lot of these men come from countries where they were not taught correctly. Because you did tell me that a lot of these men are older, probably like Mexican men, correct?
Right, but it's also happened with younger people as
Younger,
well.
at the
It's it's
GM.
it's the same. Like it's the same. It's never like, oh, it's more of older men than it is younger men. It's
It's
like around the
just
same.
okay, okay. So it just so you think it's probably just men that weren't raised, were they weren't taught right, or they just lacking common sense, or
Mm, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily, because there could be some men that are raised right, but they just still decide to be disrespectful.
yeah,
It really, there's no pinpointing why. I mean, I do believe they lack a little bit of common sense, but
no, yeah. I know, I understand because a lot of people don't under. I don't know if a lot of you out that are listening to the show or watching the show have daughters, but I know when I had my daughter, I changed my ways of being. I was never like one of those guys that would cat, call cat girls and stuff like that. But I remember somebody told me that you got to be careful now that you have a daughter because if you ever hurt another woman or if you did stuff to another woman, you got to think about your daughter because it might happen to your daughter the same way. So me trying to raise my daughter when she was younger, and even now when I do talk to her about certain things, I try to tell her that she's strong and that she doesn't have to take BS from no man. I do tell her sometimes though that she has to be careful and safe. Um, and this is where I'm gonna transition it into asking you about uh, guns, about 2A, right?
mhm.
What do you think about first of all, what do you know about guns?
I do not know much about guns.
Okay. And you just know about guns whatever you see me doing or here and there, right?
All right.
Okay. So my daughter doesn't know about guns that much because um, I started doing the gun stuff after me and her mother separated. So this gun stuff to me is new. My and that's why my daughter doesn't know about it. But I want to explain to her and let her know that that 2A is meant for everybody. Like that you have a right in the United States to carry a gun, and the reasons that you are able to carry a gun. You said that you shot before, right? You went out with your friends and you did shoot a gun before, right?
Yes, under supervision, of
Yeah.
course.
So you shot a weapon before.
Yeah.
What do you think about carrying a weapon? Would you think that, especially how you just told me about school, and I know for a
Mhm.
while that downtown area was really bad. Remember,
Mhm.
it was crazy. Um, would you feel safe yourself if you would have like proper instruction? If you would go out and learn how to shoot, train, safety, would you feel better having a gun and walking around as a female, or you it wouldn't matter to you?
At this age, I wouldn't. At this age, it does not matter to me.
Hmm.
Um,
He says gun
yeah,
kids are hard because of toy guns. Yeah.
right. At this age, I don't see myself, nor do I think it's okay for me to carry a gun.
Hmm.
Um,
He says that's an obstacle he had to overcome with his son.
yeah. At this age, I don't believe it's something that I need.
Yeah.
But okay, so for protection right now, what I carry.
No, he's making fun of one of our friends, Flying Rich.
Oh,
He says
okay.
he can't calls guys in the range with 50 BMGs, which is I'll tell you later. But go ahead. Sorry.
For right now, what I carry for protection is pepper spray. So
Yeah.
I do have that.
Uh-huh.
And I feel safe with pepper spray. I carry it all the time if I'm alone or whatever, which I'm not alone a lot, but if I am, for whatever
Yeah.
reason, I
But
do have it.
why do you think you feel safe with pepper spray? You think you feel safe with pepper spray because you kind of know how to fight. You're not scared of fighting if you have to. You
Oh yeah,
think
I'm not
that's the
scared of
reason?
stuff. Yeah, for sure. I'm not scared of using self-defense.
Yeah.
I'm very when it comes to self-defense and like stuff like that. I'm a little bit more educated.
Yeah.
But when it comes to guns, as of right now, I wouldn't obviously feel safe carrying one, but I would love to have one as I got older and I live on my own.
Yeah.
I would feel safer with one living like by myself.
The homie says I'm not pepper spraying, bro. That OC spray is no joke. I mean, but yeah. So I mean, do you think it would be better, especially like you said? I mean, you're young, and to have guys back calling you,
Right,
whistling at you, stuff like that's annoying. But
right.
I know that um you have been raised correct. You know how to fight. If
Mhm,
somebody gets crazy, I know you're not gonna back down. I mean,
mhm.
you're gonna be smart about it, right? But
Yes,
you're
of
not gonna
course.
instigate it. But I know that
Mhm,
you have a heavy hand.
mhm.
So you think it would be better to if schools actually have programs where they would teach even men how to actually do like martial arts or
Yeah,
any type of training? You think that would be a better thing to teach at school instead of just telling people to
yeah.
like, what do they tell you, like if you see a stranger to like yell or
Obviously, when you're younger, when you're like very, like when you're a little kid, the main thing that I feel like has always been taught as a little kid is stranger danger, you know what I
yeah.
mean? As you get older, they kind of just tell you to stay away from people
Mhm.
that you don't know. I mean, I
somebody
don't feel like,
somebody's saying that you should check your expiration date on your pepper spray. I didn't even know that.
oh, okay, I didn't know that that's a thing.
So he's saying even with pepper spray, you should train, which she does train, and double check the expiration date.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
saying
yeah.
about that. So I myself honestly didn't know about that. So I appreciate that, Slim Warner.
Right,
Okay,
right.
and then so you said about guns, you would like to know more about it. Hold on.
As I got,
Right there. He's talking to the people while they're looking for you. Okay, so what would you they're saying now, everybody's saying now you need a pepper ball gun.
A pepperball gun.
Yeah. Okay, so uh, let's talk about what were we talking about? The
About
the being
self-defense.
yourself. Yeah, the self defense thing. Do you think that would be good at school, or just to teach? Like if you have
Mm,
kids.
yeah, yeah. I think that'd be a good thing. I feel like everybody needs some sort of type of knowledge on self-defense,
Mhm.
especially because one, obviously, to defend yourself, and and that doesn't just mean defending yourself from like strangers. This also can be like a school thing. There's a lot of bullies,
Okay,
a
okay.
lot of
So
bullies.
about schools, do you think that growing up in the area that you grew up in, do you think
Hmm.
you need to learn to fight and defend yourself? Because if you don't, you're gonna get picked on,
Yes, yes,
right?
I do.
So
Right,
you have to be tough in certain situations. And I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying a lot of us think that our kids are gonna be safe in an environment like
right.
school, and they're not. Like
They're not.
we need to teach our kids to be strong. I remember they were making fun of one of your friends. I don't know if you remember this, but they were making fun of one of your friends that didn't have a leg or something because she had
Oh
cancer.
yeah,
And then you were like the one that had to like protect her and tell them like to
yeah.
stop being a bully and leave her alone. So I
Right,
mean, a lot of the stuff I remember with you is always like either you were always the crazy one that was pushing Joseph to do stuff. Joseph
hmm,
is my son. She was always the crazy one that was pushing, like doing things and then getting away with stuff, or she was the one that was always defending other people. That's something that
hmm,
I remember about you a lot.
hmm. Yeah, I always find it to defend people.
All right,
I
AJ. I have a final question, and then I'll let you go and play with your prima. Um, what What do you think that we need to teach people about? Like, what would be something that you wish somebody would have taught you about guns? Like, what would be like for somebody like that is new like you? What would be a great way to start about guns to let you know about safety or
um maybe um I feel like something that I would want somebody to teach me is like first of all how to properly handle a gun,
yeah,
like how to properly hold it, how to like make sure that it's
like how to
not un
check it, if it's loaded, if it's not loaded,
yeah,
safety stuff like that. So you think that would
right.
be a good step for you to learn and get more used to guns?
Yeah.
Okay. And then one final question, and then I'll let you go.
Hmm.
Do you, if you were ever in danger, would you trust a cop saving you over yourself?
No,
No?
no, no. They take like an hour to even get there.
I raised you right. So remember, don't trust cops. They're not gonna come and save you. Make sure you guys have pepper spray on. Check that expiration date, or you keep that thing on you.
Hmm.
All right.
Right.
Um, Thank you. Uh, I really enjoy having you here. It's
Thank you.
fun, and then I'll teach you more about guns and gun safety, and
Mm,
we'll go shooting. I appreciate you, Alexis.
yeah, appreciate you
Be
too.
safe and let
Stay
it.
educated. Stay educated, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Uh, it was a little different episode, but I just wanted you guys to hear the experience of somebody that's younger, what they're going through school. As you heard, she was stuck on a lockdown for guns, and they were actually just pooping on buckets and stuff like that, which is super weird. If you guys didn't catch the whole episode, go back and check it out. Thank you, Dark, for coming in. Night Customs, Evil SD, you know your name. Who else was Sports Brand, IPS, 3102A. All of you guys, I appreciate you guys being here and have a good night. Be safe and make sure you guys keep that on you. Yes. Bye, Dark. Bye.